Odin is the most powerful and complex god in Norse mythology. He is the creator and the destroyer, the wise and the cunning, the noble and the ruthless, the generous and the greedy, the father and the foe. He is the god of everything and nothing, of life and death, of order and chaos, of light and dark. He is the god of contrasts and contradictions, of mysteries and secrets, of questions and answers. He is the god of the Norse people and of all who admire and emulate them. He is Odin, the Allfather, the Wanderer, the One-Eyed, the Raven God. Odin the Allfather, the mighty and mysterious god of both war and death, is one of the most interesting and insanely powerful gods in Norse mythology, known as the god of wisdom, war, and death. He was a complex and multifaceted character that inspired reverence and fear among his followers. Odin was a god who could do just about anything he wanted, with a range of mystical and magical powers that made him one of the most respected and revered figures in mythology. Odin is the most powerful of the Asgardian gods, possessing the massive energy source called the Odinpower, or Odinforce. Odin's physical abilities are augmented, including superhuman strength, lifting up to 90 tons, superhuman durability and regenerative powers. Being a chief god, Odin can live for millenniums without dying. Unlike the Greek gods, however, Odin is not completely immortal. He can be killed or harmed by a divine weapon, a god, or a powerful being like Surt and Fenrir. As the king of Asia, it is believed that Odin contains immense superhuman strength that surpasses all the Norse gods. This includes Thor, who is said to be the strongest Norse god there is. There are only 3 beings said to be stronger than Odin, and they are Surtur, Fenrir, and Starkadr. So, what exactly were Odin's powers? In this video, we're going to explore the fascinating world of Norse mythology to uncover the truth about Odin's life and abilities. From his power to see the future, to his ability to shape-shift at will, we'll examine the different aspects of Odin's skills and explore why they made him such a powerful and influential deity. Odin is one of the oldest and most powerful gods, and there is no clear answer as to who created him. According to the creation myth, Odin and the other gods and goddesses emerged from the primeval void of Ginnungagap when the world was created. In some versions of the mythology, Odin is said to be the son of Bor and Bestla and the brother of Vili and Ve. In other versions, he is said to be the son of the giant Ymir, who was slain by Odin and his brothers to create the world. Overall, the origin of Odin and the other Norse gods is shrouded in mystery and subject to interpretation, as the mythology has been passed down through oral traditions and various written sources. Odin's powers include wisdom, magic, war, death, shape-shifting, and clairvoyance. He's a skilled warrior, a master of magic and prophecy, and can transform into various forms. Odin is also associated with death and oversees Valhalla, the hall of the honored dead. Odin is a powerful and complex character in Norse mythology, known for his wisdom, battle prowess, and divine abilities. As the king of the gods, Odin possesses a vast array of powers that set him apart from his peers. One of Odin's most notable abilities is his supernatural strength. He is able to lift Mjolnir, the hammer of Thor, with ease and can hurl it with devastating force. Odin is also a formidable warrior, armed with his spear Gungnir and an army of Einherjar warriors ready to do battle. Odin is perhaps most famous for his omniscience. He is the god of wisdom and is said to have sacrificed one of his eyes to gain knowledge of all things past, present, and future. This makes him a wise and strategic leader who's always one step ahead of his enemies. Another of Odin's abilities is his ability to shapeshift. He can transform into a variety of creatures and masks, including a wolf, a snake, or an old man, aiding him in his quest for knowledge and tricking his enemies. Odin can control the elements of nature. He can channel the cosmic energies to and use them as explosive forces or shields. He can also use the cosmic energies to fly, teleport, cast illusions, or rearrange matter on a molecular level. As a shaman, Odin is accompanied by spirits like ravens, wolves, and valkyries. As the raven god, he can summon ravens and use them as messengers or spies to observe and gather information across all realms. With his power, Odin can enchant any object or weapon by imbuing it with the Odin powers. Among such weapons are Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, Eric Masterson's mace Thunderstrike, and Odin's very own three-pronged spear, Gungnir, the Spear of Heaven. The spear is guarded by an enchanted serpent that appears if anyone else tries to wield the spear. His magic is not just limited to spells and incantations, it's also expressed in his mastery of shape-shifting, divination, and astral projection. One of Odin's most famous magic spells is his Berserker Rage, which he calls upon when he enters the battle. This frenzy transforms him into a fearsome warrior capable of taking on an army by himself. His magic is also expressed in his famous ability to shapeshift into different animals. He can transform into a wolf, a snake, or even an eagle in order to infiltrate and gather information undetected. Despite Odin's shapeshifting and berserker rage, his most potent form of magic is his ability to see the future. He's able to peer into the depths of time and see the consequences of actions that haven't even happened yet. His visions are so accurate that they're often considered prophecies. In fact, many of his predictions have come true. Odin's magic isn't just about personal gain or victory on the battlefield. His magic is also used for peace and justice. He's been known to consult his oracles to help settle disputes among his people. And he's often called upon by the other gods to help with difficult decisions. Odin, the mighty and mysterious god of both war and death, is a revered figure in Norse mythology. Odin is known as the god of war. He's often depicted in battle armor with his spear, Gungnir, and his two ravens, Hugin and Munin, by his side. Odin leads the charge in battles and is credited with teaching mankind the art of combat and the importance of victory. He's also believed to have the ability to grant victory to those who are deserving and worthy of his favor. Odin's role as a god of war is only part of his divinity. He's also a god of death, known as the Allfather and Lord of the Gallows. Odin presides over the afterlife and has the power to determine the fate of the dead. Those who die bravely in battle are taken to Valhalla, where they are rewarded with feasting, fighting, and glory in Odin's presence. Others are believed to have journeyed to Hell, a cold and dreary underworld ruled by Odin's daughter. Beyond his association with war and death, Odin is also known for his many other powers and abilities. He is a wise and cunning god, renowned for his knowledge and magic. Odin has been known to sacrifice his own eye and hang himself from a tree for 9 days and 9 nights in order to gain the wisdom of the runes. He has also been associated with shamanistic practices and is believed to have the power to send his spirit on journeys to other realms. As the ruler of Asgard, the realm of the gods, Odin is a complex deity with many facets to his character and powers that inspire fear and awe in equal measure. According to Norse mythology, Odin had two brothers, Vili and Ve, who accompanied him in his quest to create the world. However, their lives came to a tragic end when they were killed by Surtur, the giant of fire, during the creation of the cosmos. This heartbreaking event left Odin devastated and filled him with an unquenchable thirst for power. In his grief, Odin realized that he needed more power to protect Asgard, the home of the gods, from future threats. He realized that he could not accomplish this on his own, and sought the help of the greatest mystical forces in the universe. After much searching, Odin discovered that the source of his brother's power, which was the key to their strength and abilities, resided within them. He devised a plan to extract this power and fuse it with his own, thereby becoming the most powerful god in the cosmos. To achieve this, Odin knew he would need a mystical cauldron called the Ritual of the High One, which could extract the essence of his brother's power. He also needed the power of the mystical well beneath the roots of the world tree, Yggdrasil, which contained the wisdom and knowledge of the gods. Odin is generally considered to be an immortal god. He is one of the Aesir, a group of powerful gods who inhabit Asgard, one of the 9 worlds in the Norse cosmos. As a god, Odin is not subject to the same limitations as mortals, such as aging, illness, or death from old age. However, it's important to note that even the gods in Norse mythology are subject to the forces of fate, and the events of Ragnarok, the end of the world, will eventually bring about their downfall. Nonetheless, until that time, Odin is considered an immortal and very powerful figure in Norse mythology. According to one version of Norse mythology, Ragnarok is an event that resembles the end of the world, but is something more. It is a series of events that prepare the world to be reborn, a cleansing, so to speak. During these events, Odin faces off against Fenrir, a monstrous wolf who was prophesied to kill him. Fenrir actually swallows Odin, ending Odin's life. Odin's son Vidar avenges his father, stabbing the wolf in the heart. Despite his best efforts, Odin was ultimately unable to defeat Fenrir, and the wolf managed to swallow him whole. This act of devouring was a common motif in Norse mythology, symbolizing a transfer of power and knowledge from one being to another. Odin's death marked the end of the old world and the beginning of a new one. In Norse mythology, the cycle of creation and destruction was seen as an ongoing process, with each end leading to a new beginning. While Odin's death was a significant event in Norse mythology, it was also seen as a necessary step in the ongoing cycle of life and death. As the chief god of the Aesir, Odin was responsible for maintaining order and balance in the world, and his death paved the way for a new generation of gods to take his place. Odin's death was a pivotal moment in Norse mythology, marking the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. While his passing was a tragic event, it was also seen as a necessary step in the ongoing cycle of creation and destruction that defined Norse mythology.